Hey folks, welcome to the channel. Today I'm going to go through the Conscious Spending Plan by Ramit Sethi. He has some podcasts. He actually had, I don't know if it's still in production, a Netflix series where he was telling people how to control their finances. And he has this spreadsheet that's out there. And folks are filling it in. And I thought it would be kind of fun to actually do that. So since I've actually um, got my first month put in my budget by paycheck workbook, I thought I would use those numbers at the end of January and key in this and see whether or not I'm hitting all of these benchmarks or suggestions on how much you should be doing. So I just thought it would be kind of fun, and I thought it would be interesting to share it with you. Might be a tool that you're interested in as well. So I've written all of my numbers down on a piece of paper, and I'll enter them in as we progress here. So it's asking for assets. Right now I've got, it's like when you look at this, you wonder what you should be including, but I'm just going to include my home and my car. So those things, they seem to be like what I should be entering here. Don't have a business, but certainly know a vacation home somewhere. So let me go ahead and enter in the formula. My home, according to my mortgage, is worth $302,500. My car, according to Edmunds, is worth $14,500. And then the next one is all of my investments. I have a TIAA account, which is worth $93,127.76 plus, oops, I'm going to have to put an equal there because, Excel. And then I have a personal retirement account that I've funded for the last 40 years, which is worth $779,962.02. And this is at the end of January. And it looks like it's rounding, so okay. Savings. And this is at the end of January. So I just took the savings balance and the checking balance. Of course, that's going to fluctuate every month. So I'm just going to enter what was at the end of January. 820.03. I keep forgetting to hit that equal. 820.03 plus 2759.61. Okay. What is my debt? I have a mortgage, which the current balance on that is actually the current balance as of the end of January is 9573122. I don't know why I can't remember to keep hitting equal. 9573122 plus. And then I have that credit card debt, which I've talked ad nauseum about. So I'm just going to key it in and try not to say too much more about it. 999226. Okay, so my net worth, wow, that looks actually not bad. If it wasn't for the debt. All right, let's look at my income. I only have one full-time job. My gross income that I pulled off of my last paycheck was, and I doubled it because I get paid roughly 2 times a year. Um, I think it's actually more than 24 times a year, but you know what? I didn't look at that, so I'm just going to move on as if I get paid 24 times a year. 8050, and this is straight from my pay stub. And I'm going to remember to hit equal this time. 805016. And then they said that the net was 5399. Oh wait, sorry. This is my bad. So they're asking me for the gross monthly income, 805016. And now they're asking me for the net income, 539990. Okay. And they're definitely rounding up, aren't they? Fixed costs. So my mortgage, I'm just going to put what I owe, not what I'm paying. As I mentioned in my last video, I do pay over $300 for each payment so that I can pull down my principal. So the mortgage that I owe is 1147.12. The utilities, I just added up all of the utilities I have in the month. That includes water, gas, electric, internet, and that's it. 592.71. Insurance, it costs me $57.55 a month to pay for my car insurance. Transportation, I'm thinking I spend roughly $30 a month in fuel. That's probably overestimating. If I break down my taxes for that car per month, it's $20. My tags cost about $278 per month, and then I have a $500 sinking fund, which, assuming I used it, would be $42 a month each year. And I'm just going to assume that that $500 would be used either for tires or whatever else I might need to repair my car. Groceries. Oh no, that's debt. Okay. I don't. I don't know whether I'm going to include that $9,000 debt because I don't know how I would be paying that every month. Would I put in like how much I expect to pay every month for the next 3 or 4 months, or is it what I expect to pay like over long term? And I'm kind of thinking it's that second thing. Long term, what do I have to pay? And I'm thinking maybe student loans, which I've already paid off. I paid those off a couple years ago. It's not the car payment. I'm thinking it's those type of things, these long term debt payments. I don't consider my credit card to be that, but I don't know. What do you guys think? I'm not going to put anything in that. Groceries is 413. Again, from my end of January. I don't spend a whole lot in clothes every month. Almost none. But, you know, just because I think it's unrealistic to say I will never buy clothes, maybe I'll just put $10. And that would be, you know, 100 or so a year. And, I would say, occasionally I buy a pair of jeans or a new shirt or a sweater or something, but it certainly isn't much more than $120 a year. Pretty sure about that. Phone I included in with my utilities. Subscriptions are Netflix, Amazon, and that's all of the Amazon ones I have. And I'm canceling my Amazon Music because they went up. That was just for how much they went up was just terrible. YouTube Premium, Place It, which helps me build those intro recordings. So I'm not 100% sure I'm going to continue with that next year, but I have paid for it for this year, so I'm including it. And then, of course, my season tickets, which are roughly $1,200 a year, and that comes up to about $100 a month. And I think that's subscription. It's sort of a subscription. I suppose I could put it in miscellaneous. Um, Automatically adds 15%. I don't see it adding anything here. Okay, so my fixed costs total should be between 50 and 60% of my take-home pay. This worksheet is saying it's 46%, and I don't know, I guess this is not working. I don't know why this, maybe if we added this extra 15%, that would get it to about the lowest of the threshold, which I suppose that seems good. That seems a good amount there. Of course, if I added debt payments, I don't know about this, guys. Should I add that almost $10,000 debt. I plan to pay it off in the next 3 months, maybe four. Let's be realistic, I suppose. Huh. I don't know. I'm still going to leave it blank. Let me know if you think I should have done differently. Investments. Post-tax retirement, is that Roth? I don't have any, don't buy stocks, or I don't buy any other investments. And that's 12%, which is fine. That's in addition to whatever's being pulled out of my paycheck every month. Let's see, vacations. I plan to spend around $5,000 a year. That 5,000 divided by 12 is 4/16, so I think I'm just going to put like $420 a month. That will be roughly what I will spend on vacation. Gifts. I calculated 166.66 a month, but I think I'm going to put 200 because I always go over. Always. It's just always. My long-term savings. My short-term savings goal is to have $1,000. My long-term savings is to have 10,000. So I'm not sure how to account for that. If I think in terms that I want to have it for in 5 years. So I should have calculated this before we met. Let me get out my calculator. So if I want to have a 10K fund, $10,000, and let's just say I want to have it by the end of, I've got to first save up for my short term, which is 1,000. So let's just say I want to have it ready by the end of 2027. So let's say it takes me 6 months to get my short terms done. So that'll be 6 months in 25, 12 months in 26, and 12 months in 27. So that's 30 months. So 10,000 divided by 30. But at some point this will stop, right? That $333, which is what that amounts to, I won't be contributing to that every month in forever. So I'm going to put 300 then. But it looks like my savings goals is really high. But it's because I don't have any savings, guys. I mean, I got to catch up somehow, right? Oh well. Okay, so I guess the bottom line, which actually is not turning out too bad. So I think I have everything filled in. So according to Ramit Sethi's Conscious Spending Plan, at the end of every month I should have $1,377 of guilt-free spending. That seems high, but considering that I'm throwing everything in that big debt, I guess it's not as high as all that because right now this guilt-free spending is just going in towards my debt. But I guess once I finish my debt, once I finish my long-term savings, um, I will be able to go out and have my nails done. I will be able to join the gym again. Um, I'll be able to do those things that I used to do. So that's heartening. That's I don't know how accurate this is though. I mean, I plugged in all my numbers, so it seems like it should be accurate. Hmm. I don't know. Have any of you guys filled out this spending plan? I'd like to hear the results and how you felt about the outcome. Did it seem right? Maybe I should put in that I have this debt. But I would end up probably with a negative amount because my amount due every month is a lot. Hmm. Or is it just what I'm paying? I don't know. Um, yeah, I just thought this would be kind of fun. You guys comment below if you filled this out, or if you're curious about why the end is the way it is, because I certainly don't know. um, yeah. Okay. Well, that's pretty much it for today. I think my next video will be next Sunday or maybe Saturday for the first week of February. All right. Talk to you soon. Bye.